Hi everybody, welcome back to your English class. Today we are going to see how to express regret for second back classes. So, in this lesson, students will be able to recognize the expressions we use to express regret and recognize the structure of regret expressions. Then they will be able to express regret correctly. Before we start, we should shed light on the word regret. So, in your opinion, what does regret mean? Regret is a reaction to a past action that we wish it would be different. For example, I failed the exam. If only I hadn't failed the exam. If only I hadn't failed the exam is the sentence expressing regret in this example. So, read the text and find out sentences containing regrets. It's coronavirus lockdown. The state has announced that everybody should stay confined so as to protect ourselves from this pandemic. But unfortunately, I didn't. I started going out without a reason and hanging around. I am now one of the holders of this virus because I didn't obey the instructions. And I am now forced to be isolated for 14 days in the hospital. It's just like a prison for me. If only I had done with the instructions and stayed home. I should have stayed confined at home with my loved ones instead of doing so at the hospital. Indeed, I regret hanging out for no purpose. If I had stayed home, I wouldn't have been one of the corona victims. So, stay home, stay safe. So, in your opinion, what are the sentences of regret in this text? The first one is excellent. If only I had done with the instructions. Okay, the second one, I should have stayed confined at home. Okay, very good. Number 3 is I regret hanging out for no purpose. Excellent. Okay, the next one. Great. If I had stayed home, I would have been one of the corona, or I wouldn't have been one of the corona victims. So, these are the sentences expressing regret we found out in our text. If only I had done with the instructions, I should have stayed confined at home. I regret hanging out for no purpose, and if I had stayed home, I wouldn't have been one of the corona victims. Okay? So try to underline the expressions of regret in these sentences, only the words that express regret. The first one is very good. If only. The second one in the second sentence. Great. I should have. Number 3. I regret. And the last one. If I had stayed and I wouldn't have been. So if you look at this example and remember our last grammar lessons, it is the structure of conditional type 3. Yes, if plus past perfect plus I would plus have plus past participle. This is conditional type 3. Okay, now look at the words or the verbs that follow these expressions. In the first one we have if only plus what? Plus subject plus past perfect. Okay, I subject had done, the structure of past perfect. Yes, in the second one I should have plus what? Plus past participle plus stayed. Stayed is the past participle of stay. Okay, and number 3, I regret plus what? Plus gerund. Okay, gerund, hanging verb plus ing. And in the last one, we have conditional type 3 if plus past perfect would have plus past participle. Okay, now let's practice. Express regret using the situations below. We have the first situation, a scholar who immigrated to the USA but can't find work there. Okay, he regrets what? Okay, very good. If only I hadn't immigrated to the USA. If only I hadn't immigrated to the USA. Okay, this is one example. Okay, is there any other answers? Yes, there is a different one. I regret immigrating to the USA. Okay, this is another possible answer. Yes, in the second case, a doctor who immigrated to Canada to improve his life, but he found out that the cost of living in Canada is 5 times greater. Okay. Excellent. I shouldn't have immigrated to Canada. Yes. Number 3, an immigrant who is forced to come back home. Excellent. I regret being forced to come back home. Good. Okay. Number 4, a physician who suffers from racial abuse in the USA because he is an immigrant. Yes. If I hadn't been an immigrant, I wouldn't have suffered from racial abuse. Yes, this is a regret in the form of conditional type 3. Okay. If only plus past perfect plus subject plus past perfect. We have I shouldn't or I should have plus past participle. We have I regret plus ing, and we have conditional type 3 in this exercise. Okay, let's recapitulate what we have seen. Okay, we use or we express regret with the following structures. The first one or the first structure is conditional type 3. Okay, the second one, past wish, if only plus subject plus past perfect. Okay, number 3 is I regret plus gerund, and the last one, I should have plus past participle. Now apply the 4 structures above to the following situation. Hamid is a lazy student. He didn't work hard, therefore he didn't succeed. Okay, with the first example. Very good. If Hamid had worked hard, he would have succeeded. The second one. Very good. Past wish. If only Hamid had worked hard. Excellent. I regret plus gerund. Yes, great. Hamid regrets not working hard. Okay. And the last one. Hamid should have worked hard. Excellent. Very good. This is all for today. Thank you for watching and see you later.